So ladies and gentlemen, we have to talk about skill-based matchmaking in Black Ops Cold War because it's been a very hot topic of discussion recently in the Call of Duty community. It's been all over Twitter. I mean, it was trending yesterday on Twitter because everyone's complaining about it. The pro players, a lot of the influencers and the YouTubers, they do not like the idea of skill-based matchmaking in COD. But the thing is, this isn't as simple as something like supply drops where like majority of the community agrees it's not good. This is a little different because there's a big portion of the community, especially the less vocal ones in the casual, community, which is definitely the majority of the community. They actually prefer skill-based matchmaking, and that's an issue because I'm here to tell you why skill-based matchmaking, in my opinion, is terrible for not only the good players, but also the bad players. It's terrible for literally everyone. Now I'll just get this right out of the way. When I say I don't want skill-based matchmaking, I don't mean I want it removed because it's been in every COD. It has been. They've confirmed that multiple times. Yes, there's been some sort of skill-based matchmaking system in every single COD to date. But the problem is how severe is it, right? Advanced Warfare was the first COD to really push skill-based matchmaking, and no one was really scared about it. Everyone was like, yeah, it makes sense, put people with their skill levels, but we didn't realize how terrible that would actually be, and it kind of ruined a lot of Advanced Warfares during its life cycle. It was kind of not fun for players who had really good KDs, and everyone was reverse boosting, and it was just a shit show, right? And then they kind of toned it down for Black Ops 3, and then going forward, it really wasn't too bad. I think World War II was the only game to kind of tone it up a little bit, but I don't think it was too severe. And then Modern Warfare was the first COD in a while to really push it to insanely high levels, to the point where it is the worst it's ever been in COD history. Specifically in Warzone, it's even worse. It is terrible. And I also think it's important to separate your anecdotal subjective experiences from actual tested evidence by people like Exclusive Ace and Drifter who know what they're talking about. So this alpha, for example, does it have skill-based matchmaking? Probably, but I don't think we can confidently say that just because your own personal experience, you were getting shit on after doing pretty good. Like, you can do pretty good in some games and then get shit on later. That doesn't mean there's skill-based matchmaking or that it's severe or terrible like it is in Modern Warfare. That's not how it works, right? You have to do testing to figure it out, and I think that's important, but I do think it's there, and if it is there, yes, it'll be a problem. Will it ruin the whole game? I don't think it can. I would compare skill-based matchmaking to like a baby crying in a movie theater, right? It definitely taints the experience of watching the movie, but it doesn't ruin the whole movie. You can still enjoy the movie, have a good time. It's just, it would be much better if the baby wasn't there. The baby's kind of making it a little bit, hard to enjoy. That's skill-based matchmaking. So I don't think it's like the game's gonna suck if it has it, and it's gonna be great if it doesn't. I don't think it's like that at all. I think a lot of the other features are really important. We'll definitely talk about those in other videos, but skill-based matchmaking is what I want to talk about now because I do think this could make or break a certain portion of the game. It definitely makes me not want to play it as much. I don't think I'll play multiplayer nearly as much if it has a severe skill-based matchmaking. But let's talk about the different types of people, right? So there's the hardcore players, the really, deep guys who grind the hell out of this game, the pro players, the people who pub stomp and just love to just shit on lobbies. They're really good, right? They obviously don't want skill-based matchmaking. I don't think really any of them do. There might be some in there who are okay with it, but the majority of them don't want it because, of course, they want to get in those lobbies. They don't want to get in lobbies with people who have 2 KDs just like them because they'll probably be getting shit on. Now, it's important to note as well, skill-based matchmaking is not a perfect science. You're not going to get put into lobbies with people who have your exactly the same KD every single game. You might get to a lobby every now and then with someone who has a terrible KD. It's possible. It's not going to always put you with higher KDs, but it's just most of the time. It'll prefer putting you in a lobby like that. So that is important to note because people don't understand that. They're like, skill-based matchmaking can't be in the game because I got in a lobby with a guy who had like a 0.4 KD, but I have like I have a 2 KD. Well, yeah, because it's not a perfect science. It's not always going to put you in the same lobbies with people who have somewhere around your KD. You know what I mean? Whatever. It's just mostly going to do that. So those players hate it. Now, the players who have really bad KDs absolutely love it because now they don't have to deal with those lobbies with those guys who are really sweaty and piss them off. So casuals absolutely love it. Then you have the in-between players, the guys who have like, a 1 KD around there. Now, it is also important to note, there's a lot of important things to note here, that your KD doesn't necessarily determine your skill level. You can have a 0.5 KD and be better than a player who has a 0.8 KD, or you can have a 1.2 KD, be better than a player who has a 1.5 KD. The KD doesn't mean shit because you're not trying your hardest every single game. There might be some games where you're trying to snipe. You're just trying to snipe, or you're trying to use some other fun guns, you're trying to use some crazy wacky camos, or you're just slacking off one game because you just didn't feel like trying that hard. Your KD does not determine how good you are at COD. It doesn't. That's just, how it is, right? But it does determine, you know, how hard you go, how hard you are, and it could generally give you a general idea as to how good you are, but it's not obviously an exact idea as to how good you are. So I just wanted to get that out there. Now, for these middle-tiered players, it seems like it's really just, you know, it's iffy on these guys, right? Some of these them really want skill-based matchmaking, but some of them really don't. And I feel like the guys who want it are more so trying to advocate for the players who aren't that good at the game, who are more casual. Because I could understand that position, right? If you're the type of player who just hops on and you just don't really care too much, you just want to play like an hour a week or something, you just want to play a little bit and you're not very good, you're not going to want to get shit on. But my argument to that is, us hardcore players play this game like every day. We put shitloads of hours into it. I think those casuals who only hop on every now and then aren't very good can deal with 1 or 2 lobbies where they're getting shit on. They can deal with that, right? They don't have to deal with that as much as us hardcore guys do who play this game like a lot, who have almost a career based off of it. I'm not saying I do, but there's, you know, YouTubers who do have a career based off of it, right? That is like, obviously they're not going to want to get these lobbies every single game. And it's also important to note, when there's no skill-based matchmaking, or again, not no, but reduced, it doesn't mean they're always going to be getting in lobbies with shittier players. They might get into lobbies with people even better than them. But it gives the lobbies diversity, right? That is important. And we don't want to try our hardest every single game. We don't. I don't want to. I have like a 1.5 KD. It's not even that high, right? But it ruins games in Modern Warfare because I'm still playing with these guys who are around this. I would prefer to be playing with some 0.5 KDs every now and then. I would love that. Doesn't mean I want that every single game, because with the reduced skill-based matchmaking, it's not gonna do that every game. Every now and then it might, but I'll also get some games where I'm playing somebody with a 2.5 KD. And I'll get some games where it's a mix, you know? That's good. That gives us balance, and it gives lobbies diversity rather than every lobby feeling the same. And it makes it really annoying for us hardcore guys because we can't use the guns we want to use. We know if we try to use other guns, we're going to get shit on. Those casual lobbies, they can use whatever the hell they want because everyone's lobbies suck. You can destroy with any gun there. But in these hardcore ones, you're not using the MP5 or the MP7. I'm talking about Modern Warfare right now. You're going to get shit on, and you're not going to have a good time. This is why a lot of the better players in COD do not like Modern Warfare, and why a lot of the, you know, the casuals who don't really play that often absolutely adore Modern Warfare and call it one of the best CODs of all time. Because of the simple reason that you enjoy games more when you're doing good at them as opposed to when you're not. That's why skill-based matchmaking is a thing in the first place. And I think there's such a simple solution to this. It's so easy, right? Some people are advocating for no skill-based matchmaking. Some people are advocating for severe skill-based matchmaking. Meet it somewhere in the middle, goddammit. Somewhere in the middle, right? Don't make it too severe, but don't make it so it's not there at all, so, you know, players are getting shit on too much. Have brackets, you know? If you're like below a 0.3 KD, okay, yes, you probably shouldn't be put against, you know, someone with a 3 KD every other game, but have a system in place. I know it's not easy. They've already said it's not easy to calculate these matchmaking systems. They're not easy to put together. It's not an on and off button like skill-based matchmaking on, skill-based matchmaking off. It's not that easy. But I think there is a good way they can do it, so you make sure these lower KD players aren't getting put up against these higher KD players every game. You can do that, but don't make it so you're getting put with the same person every game either, right? You know, you shouldn't have the same skill level every game, and you shouldn't have a crazy skill level every game go against you. You should have a mix of them. And I think that's something that they need to find a balance in, because if they don't, this game won't be nearly as fun as it could be if they found that balance. I think this multiplayer has been a fantastic experience, and I've just played 2 days of it in the alpha, right? And I'm loving it already. But I can start feeling some of the skill-based matchmaking subjectively, right? Obviously, I can't exactly prove it's there, even though, yes, I do feel like I have been getting to lobbies with a lot more sweatier players after I started going on complete tears early on in the alpha. But it doesn't prove anything. I'm just saying it could definitely be there, and I hope it's not severe in the full game. We'll have to wait and see, man. I don't know what to expect, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about skill-based matchmaking. I know a lot of people advocate for it, but I'm here to say it's not going to be good, right? There's a way they can find it so it gives everyone a good ending, right? Because even for those shitty players, they're never gonna get better at the game with those lobbies. They're just never gonna get better. They're gonna play against these same shitty players every game. How is that fun? How is that fun? Whatever. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in my next one. Peace